In this video, we're going to replace the front fork on the RSF650 with a dampened or shock front fork from an MX500 or MX650. There's a few tricks to get this done. It does fit well. It's a little tight with the tire, but it's definitely manageable. You're going to need to get the MX650 axle bolt, and you're also going to get a 160 millimeter rotor, as the 140 millimeter on the RSF650 doesn't fit and it's a little too short with the caliper. But all the products are linked in the description below, so please like this video and subscribe. All right, to get into replacing this front fork, what we're gonna do is go into this, remove the handlebars with a 6 millimeter hex. I'm also gonna remove the brake wires with a 5 millimeter, both front and back, so I can slide the handlebars off and slide the cabling through the fork. And then I'm gonna get down here, I'm gonna remove the axle on that. I'm going to use a 17 millimeter on one side and a 14 millimeter on the other. Remove the wheel, and then I'm going to get into removing the crown on top here. All right, I got the handlebars off the RSF650, and now that's all that's left is the rigid fork. There's a 6 millimeter hex on top, 17 millimeter nut on the bottom. I'm going to remove that crown. I chose to take the handlebar off and unplug everything from the controller and the brakes. The other option would be take the brake levers off and the throttle from the handlebars and feed them through the fork as it's removed, and then put the new one on the same way and feed the wires through. That way you don't have to get into the bike too far. I got the Razor RSF650 stripped down. I'm gonna put on the MX650 MX500 fork now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and install this new fork, but before I do, I'm gonna make sure that the bushings are lined up. I'm gonna make sure that this new bolt, it fits all the way through. I'll slide this on like such. Put the bolt through. Looks like everything fits nicely. Going to tighten up the crown here and get everything done. Should be good to go. Put the nut on the bottom. All right, looks like it fits on there great. I'm just going to tighten all these bolts down and get motoring. Okay, I managed to get the MX650 or MX500 front fork on the RSF650. There's a few tricks. You need to get the MX650 axle, as the RSF650 axle is a little bit too short, but you need to use the spacers from the RSF650 with the MX650 axle. The other thing that you need to do is, if you want to retain the stock brakes, the 140 millimeter rotor doesn't fit, or it's a little too short on the brake, and I had to swap out to a 160 millimeter caliper like you have in the back. So luckily I had those spare parts on hand, so if you're going to do this upgrade, make sure that you buy those parts before you do the fork installation. I'll have all the products linked in the description below, so please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.